have hire counsel, or you could represent yourself on this case. Looks like you're in custody on another matter. I'm going to release you on this misdemeanor case only, and I will set your next court date in justice court. Hold on a second. Oh, shoot. 101. Oh, gosh, I'm reading the wrong thing. Sorry, Ms. Morenga. It's domestic violence assault. And it looks like you failed to appear several times on this case. Every time you're released from custody, you don't bother to show up for court. Your bond is set at $500. Saul Huerta is appointed again as your attorney, and he'll be in touch with you. Your next court date's in city court, July 1st at 1:45 p.m. And you can talk to your attorney about your case and how to resolve it. Thank you. You're excused. The attorney in the case, Mr. Cates, which case are you here for?
I'm here for Robert Ryan.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. He'll be down the list a little bit. Thank you. Yes,
Okay.
at the jail?
Thomas and Gold have both refused.
Raylan Thomas and Gould.
Logan Gold.
I'll talk to the public defender about Gould, and Raylan Thomas, I'll continue till tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
The public defender, you're there. Are you willing to waive Logan Gould's appearance, or do you want to continue the matter till tomorrow morning?
Let me see. I think he's housed already on a felony. What did she say?
He is on no bond.
On no bond. Okay, we can just affirm that then. That's fine.
All right, so you're willing to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state versus, is the county attorney there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm
All right,
present.
great. Okay, thank you. State versus Robert Gould. He is charged with, the county attorney is present, the public defender is present, public defender is willing to waive his appearance. He's refusing to appear physically. He's continued this matter a few hearings. He is charged with one count of aggravated assault involving substantial injury and aggravated assault on a peace officer. The alleged date was June 13, 2024. County attorney, what is your bond recommendation?
Your Honor, for Mr. Logan Gould, we are recommending a $20,000 bond given the nature of the offense and the history of assault behavior and Mr. Gould's prior felony convictions.
Defense counsel?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd ask you just to give him like a $5,000 bond. He's already detained without bond and other charges, and he is only 25 years old. He says he's a student. So I don't think, I think the lease owner's conditions should be a little bit lower than that, just because I think he's young and doesn't have the money and is unable to post anyway.
Mr. Court's going to set a $20,000 bond in Logan Gould's case. Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent him. July 1st at 1:30 p.m. is his next hearing date. And just for the record, the Public Defender's Office waived his appearance. All right, thank you on Gould. Sir, at the Pima County Jail, what is your full name, please?
Martin Rocky Acuna.
Mr. Martin Acuna, you're charged with a misconduct involving a weapon, basically being a prohibited possessor, an unlawful possession of a dangerous drug. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the county attorney regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. I will note that he was released on he's on probation on another matter, or released on another matter. County attorney?
Your Honor, we are recommending a $5,000 bond, given the nature of the offense, possessing a firearm, and that Mr. Acuna has 6 prior felony convictions, and he was, Your Honor, on probation or release. That would be our recommendation, Your Honor.
Defense counsel?
Yes, and Your Honor, just to clarify, Mr. Acuna, you are here, you are in on other charges, right? Detained without bond.
He's
No?
got a probation hold on him.
I just have probation home.
Okay. Is there anything, do you have a job or anything you wanna?
I had a job
Okay,
prior, but I don't know.
okay. I think I think the 5,000 is reasonable, Your Honor, that's fine.
Mr. Acuna, your bond is set at $5,000. Cornelia Honchar is your appointed counsel. Your preliminary hearing is July 1st at 1:30 p.m. You're still not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon, sir. Thank you.
And Your Honor, just briefly for the record, this is Matthew Kaler appearing for the state. Mr. Brad Terrace completed the recommendations for this evening's court, but could not cover at last moment. So I'm stepping in just so the court's aware.
Okay, thank you. What is your full name, please?
I'm sorry, that was my fault.
Isaiah Barreras.
You're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument and 1 count of discharging a firearm within the city limits. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty. Looks like you're already on release on another felony matter. I need to let you know, you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney, county attorney.
Your Honor, we are recommending a $100,000 bond. Just for clarity's sake, Your Honor, these offenses are from the same alleged date as the prior offense that Mr. Bressas was seen on the CR 2024-2168. So he's not on release at the time of this offense, but we are requesting the $100,000 bond. He used a firearm, and there was an injured individual related to his discharge of that firearm.
Defense counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, when posting bond, I just ask you to consider least owner's conditions. I would note that the other one he is in here for is drug possession. And he has, as Mr. Kaler pointed out, he has been in here since the 15th on that. And I would note he is only 23 years old. He is a lifetime resident, so he would be living, he'd be staying in the area. And so I think, he doesn't have a lot of money to post a bond either, Your Honor. So I ask you just to consider maybe like a $50,000 bond instead.
Mr. Perez, your bond is set at $100,000. No contact with any victim. Possession of firearms or weapons. Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. July 1st at 1:30 p.m. is your preliminary hearing. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
What is your full name, please, sir?
Lucas Alejandro Fimbres.
You are charged with 1 count of shoplifting, a class 4 felony, and organized retail theft. That is also a class 4 felony. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to first hear from the prosecutor, and then I'll hear from your attorney. County Attorney's Office.
Your Honor, with regard to Mr. Fimbres, we are requesting a no bond hold given that he was on release at the time that he committed this offense.
Defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Fimbres is asking for release to pretrial services. I understand these are two different offenses from 7/29/2023 and the org retail theft. I would note that they're non-dangerous offenses, Your Honor. The one is drug paraphernalia from 7/29/2023, and this new one is organized retail theft and third-degree criminal trespass. A lot of his prior is also like drug possession, so obviously he has an addiction problem. So I think, maybe a little bit of a menace, but I don't think he's doing anything too dangerous or anything like that, Your Honor.
Mr. Fimbres, I don't have a choice. State's asking for a hold without bond. I have to honor that request and hold you without bond. Your first hearing is a no bond hearing, June 26th at 2:30 p.m. Your preliminary hearing is July 1st at 1:30 p.m. And you're not allowed to go back to the store locations. You are excused. Thank you.
Well, I apologize, Your Honor. What was the date for the no bond hearing?
July 1st at 1:30.
Oh, this is-
Wait, the no bond hearing, sorry, June 26th at 2:30 p.m.
Never got no evidence.
Okay, then yeah, then good. All right.
That's it.
What is your full name, please, sir?
Robbie Dawson,
And your middle name, Lloyd Darby?
Lord, two names, Lloyd Dawson.
All right, Mr. Dawson, it looks like you had a warrant for your arrest out of Yuma Justice Court. It was for a criminal trespass case. I am going to quash the warrant. I'm going to release you, sir. You've got to appear in Yuma Justice Court July 6th July 8th at 1:00 p.m. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest again. You also have new charges. I'll be reading one of the charge. It was also a charge of criminal littering. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, release you. You'll need to appear in Pima County Justice Court July 22nd at 9:30 a.m. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. And then you had 3 cases in warrant status out of city court for criminal trespass charges. Sir, you've got to appear in court. I'm assigned to this case in city court. I'm going to give you a chance to see me on August 5th at 9:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you don't, I will issue warrants for your arrest. You understand?
Yeah,
You'll get copies of your paperwork, sir. Thank you.
thank you.
Wilson. Richard.
What is your full name, sir?
Sean Tilson.
What is your middle name?
Sean Michael Tilson.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Sean Tilson, you said.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Tilson, looks like you have a new charge of criminal trespass. Let's see. That case is now pending in justice court. I am going to enter plea of not guilty, order that you not go back to 5655 West Valencia. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Make sure you make it to justice court on July 22nd. July 22nd at 9:30 a.m. You also had cases in city court, and it's a pretty old case from 2023 for a charge involving a DUI charge. That
ma'am.
case, the warrant went out for you because it says you'd never filed your proof of completion for your DUI counseling. So I'm gonna quash the warrant. I'm gonna release you. You'll need to show the judge something about your, I see you did your alcohol screening, but you had to have completed the counseling. Make sure you appear in city court July 22nd, 2024 at 2:00 p.m. You're excused. Thank you.
Torres.
What is your full name, sir?
David Geronimo Torres Jr.
All right, our first case I'm going to deal with is a warrant for your arrest at a justice court. It was for a shoplifting charge from November 16th of 2020. Sir, this case will never go away until you appear in court to resolve it. It's not, you just have to appear, sir, to get your case resolved. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you July 22nd, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. is your next court date. Make sure you make that court appearance. You also picked up a new charge for domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty, and let me see something really quick. I'm going to release you on that case. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in city court, August 6, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear in Tucson City Court. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Manuel. Manuel,
Yeah.
come here, sir. Isn't that red shirt?
They're right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, what is your full name, please?
Manuel Dennis Vigario.
All right, Mr. Vigario, you have several cases in warrant status at a city court. All the cases involve shoplifting, criminal trespass. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate cases. When you're released, you don't show up for court. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, set your bond at $500. You'll see a judge in city court, June 27, 2024 at 1:45 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you. You're excused.
That's it?
That's it, sir. Your attorney will be in touch with you.
Call me, Manuel.
Okay.
See you up there, bud. And that far corner. Our point concern.
What is your full name, please?
August Young,
What is your middle name?
Coker.
Looks like you had a DUI case that's been pending since December 26th of 2022. Sir, this case will never go away until you appear in court. You'll just keep having warrants for your arrest. You don't show up for court. I'm going to give you a chance to appear. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. Your next court date in justice court is going to be on July 8th at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, we do.
All right, and Christian Salter is your appointed counsel. There's a phone number on your paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a seat out there, bud. Are you, Gonzalez? Sit right here.
What is your full name, sir?
Francisco Alejandro Gonzalez.
You said Alejandro?
Yes.
All right, you're charged with criminal trespassing, criminal damage. I'm an enter pleas of not guilty. Sir, I'm willing to let you be released. Don't go back to that bank location at 1177 West Silver Lake. I will release you. Your next court date's in Tucson City Court, July 22nd at 2 o'clock. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Yes.
Excuse me. I cannot, because on the 22nd, I have to turn myself in at 10 a.m. and do 2 days in jail for another warrant that I have.
Oh, okay. You have another date for Crenshaw? Just before that date? For July 22nd? Hold on a second.
Okay, we can do maybe July 11th.
July 11th at 2 o'clock p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Carlos. Over here. Over here. This is my red chair.
What is your full name, sir?
Carlos Matos.
Is your middle name Antonio?
Yes.
All right, you picked up a new charge for criminal trespass from today's date. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. You also have a drug paraphernalia, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, and prescription drug possession from 4. You also have a criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia from May 27, 2024. I'm gonna enter pleas of not guilty, quash all the warrants, set your bond at $500. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You'll need to appear in Tucson City Court July 1st at 1:45 p.m. If you're in custody, if you're out of custody, it'll be July 18th at 9 a.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Have a seat out there, bud.
Oh, I think we're,
Then 44. 44. In the red shirt.
Sir, what is your full name, please?
Holstam?
Is your middle name David?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, it looks like you had 12 cases in warrant status out of city court for charges involving criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, criminal damage, contributing to delinquency of minor charges, shoplifting, drug paraphernalia possession, assault, disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, set your bond at $500. I'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next hearing date's going to be in Tucson City Court, June 27th, 2024 at 1:45 p.m.
What is
Your
today,
attorney-
man?
Today is the 21st. Your attorney will be in touch with you, sir. Thank you.
You gonna keep me here seriously on a $500 bond, man?
Yep.
Why can't you?
no, I mean, he wants,
Pages 2 through 5.
No, Rich, directly.
What is your full name, sir?
Aaron LeBret Pierce.
Mr. Pierce, you got two separate felony charges. One case you were arrested for today for unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. The state has made a decision at this time to dismiss your case. So I am dismissing it and you are released on that charge only. There is a possibility the state could refile that case at some later point. If you're out of custody, they will summons you to appear in court if they refile the case. The other case was a warrant for your arrest. I'll waive reading of the charges from April 30th of 2024. I'll quash the warrant. State's asking for $1,500 on the bond. Defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand that he failed to appear. It does look like maybe the arraignment, though, was mailed to an address that he didn't, I don't know, he was aware of the, I mean, I would just note that this is more of a regulatory kind of offense and not harming the community, Your Honor.
Mr. Pierce, your bond set at $1,500. It is secured. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for June 28th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. You also had cases in misdemeanor court on 5 cases in warrant status and charges involving criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia. I'm going to quash those warrants, release you on the misdemeanor matters. Your next court date is July 26th at 9 a.m. I'll appoint a city public defender to help you resolve your misdemeanor cases. That attorney will also be in touch with you soon. Thank you. You're excused.
$1,500 bond. Oh, here, let me mute it. Explain to you.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I got my lawyer online,
What is your full name, sir?
Robert Ryan.
Is your middle name Earl?
Yes.
Hold on, sir. You are charged with 1 count of second-degree murder. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I need to let you know, sir, that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. Your hired counsel is present. Mr. Cates is present. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney, county attorney.
Your Honor, we are recommending a bond of $1 million due to the nature of the offense, and that Mr. Ryan used a deadly weapon, a dangerous instrument. That we believe $1 million bond is appropriate in this matter, Your Honor.
Mr. Cates?
Your Honor, my client's 77 years old. His wife is 82. They both have really horrible health issues. For the better part of the last 24 hours, Mr. Ryan was in the hospital with extremely bad blood sugar, and he had some serious problems. He's also got problems walking. He's got serious health issues. He's 77 years old. He's got a stable place. He's gone 77 years of his life without ever getting in any kind of trouble. He also, Judge, this is also a pretty clear self-defense case, and as such, it's going to be vigorously defended. And I don't believe there's any necessary to keep him in jail during this period. So I would ask for a reasonable bond.
Mr. Ryan, your bond set at $500,000. It is secured. No contact with the victim or the family, possession of firearms or weapons. Your preliminary hearing is set July 1st, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. And your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
They are gonna give.
Judge, did you set a court date? I'm sorry.
Yep, July 1st at 1:30 p.m.
I can write it down for him as well, sir.
Thank you.
July 1st, what?
At
We're
1:30 PM?
In what
That's
court?
right, you can't see me.
Yeah.
July 1st, 1:30 PM. And defense counsel, you'll get a copy of the minute entry.
Okay, I was just wondering what court that was in.
It's gonna be a preliminary hearing probably.
Preliminary hearing in Pima County Superior Court.
Okay,
Thank you.
It
Thank
probably
you,
won't
sir.
happen.
yeah, I get it.
Sir, at the Pima County Jail, what is your full name, please?
Francisco Alvarez.
Is your middle name Javier?
Yes,
And are you a junior?
yes.
You are charged with felony charges of unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, and aggravated DUI charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty.
My fault, Your Honor, I couldn't hear his name.
Let you know that you have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you. The county attorney's office is asking that you be held without bond pursuant to the Arizona Constitution, which states that if you're released on a felony case and you're arrested on new felony charges, you're not entitled to bond. Defense counsel?
I mean, we'll have to wait for the no bond hearing, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarez, you're going to be held without bond. Your first hearing is a no bond hearing on June 26th at 2:30 PM. Your preliminary hearing is July 1st at 1:30 PM. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You also had misdemeanor charges as a result of this case, a DUI charge and driving on suspended license. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, release you. Your next court date is going to be in Sahuarita Municipal Court, July 16th at 8:30 AM. You are excused, sir. Thank you.
All right, so what's gonna happen is you.
Let's see out there.
What is your full name, please?
For it again.
What's your first name?
Alan?
Alan.
All right, your middle name's Joel?
Yes.
All right, you're charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, aggravated assault, and domestic violence kidnapping. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney for tonight's hearing. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you, representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the county attorney's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. County attorney?
Your Honor, we are recommending a $50,000 bond due to the nature of the offense. This case does involve intermittent partner strangulation, which is associated with increased risk for the victim. Because of that, Your Honor, we are requesting no contact order with the victim, Reina Calleros. and the $50,000 bond.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, I ask you to consider his release to pretrial services. That is their recommendation. He has no criminal history of any kind. I understand the allegations here, but he is denying some of them, and these incidents that are alleged did happen quite a bit prior to his arrest. So there's really not a lot of information on them right now, and given that he has no criminal history. Also, generally, I mean, I obviously, like, I'm not the state and I can't speak for them, but generally they recommend 10,000 on a strangulation accusation. I don't see anything especially out of the extreme about this one. Not saying that strangulation is a good thing, but I don't think I see anything that tips it above the normal ones that I see, Your Honor, either.
Mr. Gillian, your bond set at $20,000. No contact with the victim. Do not call her. Do not text her. Do not social media her. Do not go to where she lives or works. Possess no firearms or weapons. Commit no further acts of domestic violence. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set for July 1st at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. You are excused. Thank you.
Sorry, Your Honor, what was his preliminary hearing date?
July 1st,
Okay.
30.
All right, this isn't actually going to be a court date, though. Your attorney will explain it. It's like a deadline for them to formally charge you, okay? What's your name? Caitlin.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, okay? Take care. Thank you.
What is your full name, please?
Tiffany Nicole Mooney.
You had a felony warrant for your arrest for 2 charges of aggravated DUI. The alleged incident date was from December 22nd, 2023. I'm going to quash the warrant to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you, representing you for this evening's hearings. County Attorney, what is your bond recommendation?
Your Honor, we are recommending a $2,500 bond. Ms. Mooney did fail to appear after being previously released in this case. So, Your Honor, we're asking the warrant amount be imposed as bond.
Defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd actually ask you to consider releasing her to pretrial services, and I do have some reasons for that. Noting that these incidents are from 2023, and she did not know about the warrant that was issued. She was in a rehab facility at that time, Your Honor, so she has been, I do think that that tracks as well, because these are about maybe not a full year old, but this and the misdemeanor that was pending at that time, that one was in November of 2023, and this one was in December of 2023, and she hasn't picked up any new charges. So I think that does, to some extent, corroborate her story that she's been in rehab. No one's caught her in a car recently. She'll have to answer these charges, but I think that is like at least an indicator that she is behaving herself at this time in society.
Ms. Mooney, your bond set at $2,000. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for June 28th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. If you post that bond, you are not allowed to drink any alcohol, take any illegal drugs, and do not drive without a valid license. You are excused. Thank you.
There.
What is your full name, sir?
Eric Liddell Stovall.
Mr. Stowell, you're charged with unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. The county attorney's office is recommending that you be released to the supervision of pretrial services, their enhanced level of supervision. I will follow that recommendation and release you. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. Sir, while you're on release status, you are not allowed to drink any alcohol. You cannot take any illegal drugs, and you certainly cannot be in possession of any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. July 11th at 1:30. Actually, your first hearing is called a SMART hearing. It is set on July 1st at 9 a.m. in Superior Court. You must be present for this hearing date on July 1st. If you're not present, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Your preliminary hearing is set July 11th at 1:30 p.m. You are, actually, you have a misdemeanor matter also in city court, 2 warrants for your arrest for domestic violence, criminal trespass. I'm going to quash those warrants, release you. Sir, you've got to appear in city court July 22nd at 9:30 a.m. If you don't appear, warrants will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, at the Pima County Jail, what is your full name, please?
Lee Michael Strand.
You were arrested for charges of unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. The state has made a decision at this time to dismiss your case without prejudice. I will do that and release you. There's a possibility that this case could be refiled at some later point. If you receive a summons in the mail to appear, it may be because this case was refiled. You also had misdemeanor cases in warrant status out of city court on 4 separate cases involving a prescription drug paraphernalia case, a shoplifting case, a criminal trespass case, and a 4th case involving prescription drugs and drug paraphernalia. I'm going to quash those warrants. Mr. Strand, you've got to appear in city court. These cases will never go away until you appear. July 23rd at 9 a.m. Make sure you appear in court, in city court. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you. Strand, just have a seat on that bench for them. Lit.
I want to be the best in the game. Invest in my name.
Come on. Sit right here.
What is your full name, sir? Say your full name again. Mr. Witt, looks like you were arrested for charges involving possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. The state has made a decision at this time to dismiss those charges. I am dismissing your case and releasing you without prejudice. There's a possibility the case could be refiled at some later point. You also have a misdemeanor warrant for your arrest for drug paraphernalia out of city court. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. July 23rd at 9 a.m. is your next court date in city court. And that's it. Thank you, sir.
You're good to go?
Yes, sir.
I think we're done.
Hold on a second. Is there a Manuel Vigario? What's happening? Is that a misdemeanor? Jail, is there a Manuel Vigario that's supposed to be seen? Let me have the paperwork. Jail is. I did?
Says here you held on $500 bond.
Yeah, that's how I have in my notes. Okay, thank you. All right, thanks. Everyone's excused. Thank you.
Good night, Your Honor. Good night, Matthew.
Have a good evening.
Oh, here you go. Okay.